Hello and welcome to another stream. Hope you're doing well tonight. As always, if you have any questions or any concerns about the sounds that you hear, do let me know. Hello, Norvan. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. I haven't posted on Telegram or Instagram that I'm streaming. It probably doesn't matter much, but maybe it's worth sending a note. All right, so today, as it is evening and it is middle of the week, I think it's gonna be quite a chill stream, very relaxed and probably not very long. My idea for today was quite simple, to do some traditional art, as it's been a while since I've done something traditionally, so to say. It's been mostly Procreate sketches, so I thought, why not, give in to temptation to do some traditional art. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I hope you are having a nice drink there with you to accompany you into the evening. And if you're drawing something along, I think the best way to share that would be in our Discord. So if you're watching on Twitch, you can type !Discord to get the link. Simple as that. And if you're watching on YouTube, well, that's a completely different story. Maybe eventually they will add commands to YouTube as well. So you can type something in the chat and get a link back or something like that. So I don't want to plan too much for this landscape. It's more of a going with the flow today. There is no specific theme for the landscape as well. We can come up with it on the go, but for now it's just some sort of a landscape, and I don't want to make it too big, so I will limit my area kind of like that. I hope it's visible enough. Let me know if not. And there's probably something I can do. Maybe raise the contrast on the camera. So I'm thinking some sort of landscape here, and it would be nice to have some, maybe some color swatches on the side just to get the mood of the landscape first. So I will kind of design this whole page first, without even knowing what it's gonna be. Probably not the smartest choice of actions, and yet this is what we're doing. So maybe here at the bottom I will just sketch some very rough ideas of what this landscape could be. So I probably wanted to have layers of sorts, you know, like a foreground and a background, and it could have either some sort of mountains on the back, could be even few levels of mountains or kind of few rows, and in the front maybe like a river or a lake. And then this would be kind of dark foreground. And then we can have some hills in the middle and some sort of mountains at the back. Alternatively, maybe it should have some sort of like a big tree in the middle, or it doesn't have to be tree, it could be a mushroom, could be a pillar of sorts. Let's say it's a mushroom. Kind of like a mushroom tree. And we can still have some sort of mountains or meadows in the background. So this could be more of a close-up scene, so we know we can see individual blades of grass, and there is some sort of road in front, and there is a huge mushroom, whereas the one on the left is more like a wider angle view. Can add some clouds here as well, maybe to accentuate this shape. The motto of today's stream, or I guess the mindset, is to slow down. So I think I'm trying to get to some sort of like a peaceful scene at the end. Maybe there is one big tree. For some reason lately, when I'm drawing trees, they often have this kind of like finger or hand-like look to them, those trees. I wonder if there is a meaning behind it. I enjoy drawing landscapes and then adding something weird to them. So, like instead of just having a tree, maybe there is like something hanging on it. Oh, that could be creepy. But maybe it has like an eye in the middle. I don't know. Or it has like little hands at the end of the roots. I kind of like this mushroom. Maybe there is a way to make the tree and then little mushrooms at the top. Kind of like a instead of leaves, you can put little mushrooms. I like how the shroom gets out of the frame, says Nervin. A tree on a mushroom meadow. A tree on a mushroom meadow. But then, is the tree the mushroom? So what I was thinking, maybe it could be like a mushroom tree with mushroom heads on the branches. This. Kind of looks more like just a special type of mushroom rather than a tree. It's a tree between mushrooms. I will finish this sketch and try to visualize the tree and the mushroom meadow. I was thinking lately about different ways to come up with new ideas. Kind of on the high level, maybe too high level, but in a very abstract sense, you know. What are the different methods of designing something new, be it a character or an environment or a product of sorts? And I think I want to make a visualization or like a poster. And this tree here reminded me of that a bit because there are not so many high level ways of coming up with new things, because new things aren't necessarily new. It's all built upon some previous knowledge, right, or information. So that would be, I think, helpful to have a map of, just to play around with different ways of designing things. Mushroom meadow would be tricky to draw if there are a lot of mushrooms individually. Like if the whole field is covered in mushrooms, I think we'll be here until the next stream. But maybe if we make mushrooms larger. I think we're getting somewhere. It's not this exactly that resonates with me, but it's something along these lines. Maybe I try one version with like another huge mushroom and a huge tree as well. Or maybe at a small tree next to the huge mushroom. Maybe it's a huge mushroom and this tree both hanging at the rock. Don't know if it's a good idea. No, that's not it. Even if we had some horizon line there, I don't think this is it. What if, it is a mushroom? Huge, oddly shaped mushroom. Maybe very cylindrical or spherical. But then underneath it goes like a tree, but kind of stylized. And that is standing on the meadow, and then maybe there are some flowers around or some shit like this. And then we can put the horizon line a bit higher, so it kind of goes behind the crown of the tree. So we can put another tree somewhere in the distance, similar to that one, just to make sure people understand it's not an accident, but an actual tree. If there are two of something, it's not an accident anymore. It feels like there should be a road here, right? Or am I the only one? Maybe we will add the road. Alright, I feel pretty satisfied with the number, what is it, 6? I think this kind of mushroomy tree in the desert, or maybe it's not a desert. Let's see what the colors tell us today. I want to use again these trusty, new but trusty Kuretake watercolors. Excuse my pronunciation. But I think it's worth swatching. This blue is very satisfying color. Show you. It's called Horizon Blue. and it's just beautiful. Kind of chalky a little bit. The other one I have here is the... What is this yellow called? What is yellow called? Cadmium yellow. There you go. Also, beautiful, bright, vibrant cadmium yellow. Red, I think, is also cadmium. But if that one was cadmium yellow, this one is probably... Oh, look at this. Huh. Who would have thought? Cadmium red. And you can also combine them for this nice, juicy orange. I wonder if it's called cadmium orange now. This here is indigo blue. It's very dark if you take enough of it. Well, actually, not as dark as I remember. And then this here is forest green, and it's also very pretty color. I don't know if we will use the green because I didn't really want to use green in this landscape for some reason. I was thinking more warm tones or maybe blues, not so much greens. Green is sort of one of the obvious choices that come to my mind when I'm thinking about landscape. But I guess it's biased towards where you grew up. I would imagine if people grew up in more mountainous areas, maybe brown is the first color, or gray. Okay, so the big question now is, do we want this big tree that should be in focus on the left side or on the right side? So it would be here. I kind of want it big, but I don't want it to take too much space. Like, I want you to be able to see individual branches, but I don't want it to cover most of the background. And also here I have in the sketch, the shape is very round, and I think I want to make it more cylindrical, or like a pill shape. And then we'll have some sort of an opening here, which, if we're looking underneath the tree, that means the tree is above the horizon line. That means that here in the sketch the horizon is too high if we're seeing this edge. So it should be like here. And if we're not seeing this edge but seeing the bottom one, then it could be fine. But I want to be able to see where the branches connect, kind of. Maybe. Do I actually want that? Yeah, I think if I want to make the tree look big, we should look at it from below. So it would be something like this. Maybe there are like stones on the ground, so the tree is sort of breaking through the rocks. Mushroom tree. So if we see it from below, then we will have a horizon line somewhere. Well, actually, let's make it even lower. So, you know, if we imagine human standing next to the tree, or maybe sitting next to the tree. It's kind of too big. I want the tree to look even bigger. So maybe like this. This could be the human scale. So that would be the horizon line, let's say. Then we can have some hills on the background, but not too much. Just some interest to the horizon line, so it's not just straight line. And then we can have another tree like that somewhere in the distance. And I think I want to have the ground kind of bright and the sky sort of dark. What sort of dark? I don't know yet. But out of the options that we have here, it's not like there is a huge choice. It's probably gonna be this indigo mixed with whoever this brown guy is. Raw umber deep. Well, probably one of those two. And maybe I want to add some sun or some celestial object behind there. And then we can have like a cloud covering it. Kind of want to go higher on the right side for some reason. So maybe we'll add like a heel. Alternatively, we could make the sky blue. Well, in the spirit of today's stream, let's not overthink it that much. It's gonna be fine. Who cares ultimately what color the sky will be here? We can start with this blue with the horizon blue, and if we want we can always change to darker shades later. At least that's how I understand watercolors. It's kind of easier to go brighter than darker. Although with these specific watercolors, they are very chalky, so if you take enough of them you can actually layer them pretty well. I don't think you could layer this blue on like a dark blue and get away with it, but you can certainly cover some bits and pieces. Did I tell you about the challenge for February that I have in mind? I probably have. But in case you're one of those people who missed it, there will be a relaxed challenge on Discord and probably Instagram, because that's where everybody is posting their pictures. And it's gonna be something that the community on Discord is gonna be voting on. And so far, and to be honest, I don't know if it's gonna change. You can influence that by joining Discord, but the winning topic is called Fruity Fishes, and it's about combining a fish and a fruit into one new character. The rules will be posted later, so stay tuned to that. But that seems like a fun challenge to me. And it might seem like a fun challenge to some other people. Just to make it easier to paint later between the branches of this mushroom tree, I'll just cover it all in sky color and deal with it later. As well as with this cloud here. You know what? I didn't want to use green, but I actually think it might look nice with this blue. So despite all odds, something that nobody could have expected, I've changed my mind on the initial idea. A little bit. But because I want the ground to be very smooth, I will make it in wet on wet technique that involves making the paper wet before you use wet paint on top of that. Pretty straightforward, I think. But it's a hard to control process because the water just flows everywhere. But if you start with just a little bit of paint, you can build it up kind of bit by bit. This is kind of like an art therapy segment. Maybe this should be the stream topic for weekday evening streams. Call it art therapy. And just doodle whatever comes to mind. Sounds simple, but it might be not as simple as it seems. I don't know if I want to add grass to this or kind of these little blades here and there that make it feel like grass. I feel like I kind of want to keep it very, very flat. Although, maybe later. I think that's something that works better in dry on wet, or maybe even dry on dry. Because we kind of want sharp edges for the foreground element, and then the stuff in the background can go more blurry. Unless you are an owl, and then everything in front of you is kind of blurry, and everything in the distance is very sharp. But I'm not drawing for owls yet, so they will have to figure it out themselves. I also want to try and see what would be a nice color combination for these mushroom trees. I'm thinking maybe brown stem, or not even brown, but okay, what's your name? Burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and raw, got this guy again, raw umber deep. Burnt sienna and raw umber deep. Should know those things by now, I think. I've had a few different watercolors over the past years, and a few of them had these names. Sienna, I understand. Umber, I understand. But all these raw and deep, not sure. Another option would be to have kind of very bright red stems. And maybe that's actually where I'm leaning towards more. Alternatively, we can make them multicolored, and then it's gonna look like a strange coral reef. Can also be orange. don't know if they can be yellow. Yellow also works. Tough call. Any preferences? I haven't tried blue yet. Maybe blue is an option. They kind of don't look that bad in multicolored variation. Maybe they should be multicolored. And then add some red heads on the top. Or we can mix in purple if we add some blue to that. I like the idea of purple mushroom tops and colorful mushroom stems. Doesn't really read as purple because it's so thick. But it's purple, trust me. Believe me. Yes. I think this should be the mushroom approach. Now let's try to achieve that without making mess. First step, make the watercolors with water, because we will need water. That's one of my hacks. You know, these brush pens with water inside, they are pretty useful to just, you know, squeeze the water out of them. You can just squeeze a few drops in the palette to revive your watercolors. What a useful hack. Especially, I'm mocking myself, but it is actually useful if you're on the go and the only thing you have is your water brush and a couple of watercolors. In that case, being able to revive them is very, very useful. So let's start with the brightest. Maybe there is, I don't know if there should be a pattern to how these colors are layered. You know, like if it should be brighter at the top and darker at the bottom. But I sort of like the multi-branch approach. So this is what we're gonna do. Maybe the next one has a bit more red to it, so we can just steal some red color without washing brush. Oh, that's a big blob of water. Let's go back to red maybe, just to make it more interesting. And maybe washing the brush once in a while is also a good idea. Well, I think this counts as a tree. Maybe reduce this yellow a bit from pure yellow to some orangish, brownish something. And I also liked how it was going into blue at the bottom, so maybe I should also add that. Ooh, is this too much? It might be too much, guys. Maybe it isn't. This is something that a thinner brush might be more useful for. But we're not looking for easy solutions to our easy problems. In a way, I'm looking for imperfections and errors and some mistakes here and there, because that, I feel like, what makes things human. And I am a human, so that kind of helps. Looks a little bit like a place from some place from Dark Souls world with this sword sticking into the ground. I don't know if they have these. It's not really the Dark Souls. Excuse me. I think I kicked the microphone. It's not really Dark Souls vibe, but a sword in the ground. What else can it be? Now, those trees in the distance, will they be a problem because they're so tiny? There might be, because I don't have a brush smaller than this one, I think. Also, let's move this camera to this place now. Super high production value, everybody. Look at this. Oof. 2 angles for the same painting. Yeah, this one is a bit too thick for this tiny tree, but maybe it doesn't need details, it just needs some blobs of color. That it's clear that it's kind of the same thing, just in the distance. Now, we need to mix some sort of purple. The way I think I will do it is just here on the side, add a little blob of water, add some of this blue there, kind of a lot of the blue. And then add some of the red, maybe a little bit more red than the blue if possible, because the blue is pretty strong. And I don't want it to be, homogeneous color. I want some places to be a little bit more blue, some places to be a little bit more red. And in general, I probably want to make it darker towards the bottom, because that's where it's closest to us. And at the very bottom, so from beneath, I guess it would be even darker, probably, question mark. The problem is some of this hasn't dried yet. I don't know if it's really a problem, but it's a fact. So there's just gonna be some bleeding between the colors. Maybe I will try to add some texture to this mushroom yet by just adding tiny little lines if this brush allows me. Whoosh whoosh. And maybe I also try to pretend that there is more details on the bark than there actually is by just adding a few little streams of color here and there. Also by making this be a little bit bigger. Now before this dries out, let's add a little bit of the same to the other two mushroom trees. Theoretically, because they're further, they would be a bit brighter or paler, I would rather say, than the one in front of us. But if it doesn't work out, it's fine. It's art, so you can kind of do whatever you want. That's the whole beauty of art and kind of the point of art for me. That there is kind of nothing wrong you can do. Everything is just a technique that you like or not like, or maybe you're good at or not good at. But unless you're doing something for a client, there is no really wrong way to do art. So And if you're doing something for the client, I would say it's more design than art, even if it's very illustrative. Illustrative, that's the word, right? Now, the big question still stands. What should be the color of the sun? It could be yellow. I think yellow would work here okay. But it also could be red to make it more interesting. But a red sun immediately reminds you of Japanese flag. That's what a good branding does to your brain. Maybe we compromise. We just add both. Make the sun orange. I really like these colors that I've picked from the shop. Not to toot my own horn, but those colors are pretty good. I mean, the way they work together, I like the color combination that turned out. To be fair though, that's not always the case. I had it not once when you buy watercolors, a few of them, come home, try them out, and figure out that actually they don't really blend together well or at all. Especially if they're from different brands. That's often the case because they use different ingredients that might not mix really well. Mix really well. So always try what you buy. Okay, let's make the foreground darker. I don't want it. Maybe I even try to add some texture with a dry brush. That might not work out, but it might as well. Well, it's not really a dry brush. It's more of a wet brush. Not sure what to think about this dry brushing idea. not really working exactly how I imagined it would. But maybe if we try to put it into perspective a bit more. You know, what kind of these big strokes that might work in the foreground will need to get smaller in the background to indicate that it's the same thing, just further. Strange mushroom tree landscape. This is what we have. I think as a sketch, it's pretty good. I can imagine it as a proper developed landscape. But I think we were gonna slowly move into the musical part of the stream, if nobody minds. And I will play some outro. The Roland MC101 Groovebox. Like always on these streams. Switch things off and switch this thing on. Alright. Just need to switch from watercolors and put water all over the device. But today it's not, as always, it's not clear where the music will take us today. What kind of groove will we arrive to? But I think that's part of the fun. I hope it is also part of the fun for you. Let's turn off the light a bit so it's not as shiny. So last time, let's see what we had last time. And at the same time, I can explain to you how this works. So we have here a drum kit. Here we have some droplets. Here we have stage electric piano, I guess. Great. And here we have another drum. But I want to replace. What a great sound. I want to replace this drum track with a different type of track. So we're gonna lose all our clips from before, which is okay because it's already done. And then we're gonna add a new track, and maybe this time we will just for a second tap into the orchestral brass ensemble. Let's go. Noble horns. That sounds good to me. So let's go into new clip everywhere. Let's go clip 8. New clip here as well. Here as well. And here as well. So let's see where we get today. Actually, let's copy the drum kit from you. Okay. See you soon. Well, look at this. We survived another round of improvised jams. I want to thank you all for staying that long. I appreciate you being here on the stream. If you enjoyed the drawing or the music of the company, just share your love in some way. Anyhow, I wish you a great evening or night or day ahead, and I hope to see you next time on the stream. Thank you and bye bye.